So yesterday I got a scoop that there's a company called Live-Eye. Live-Eye are the ones, is a production house, is the one which produces like the live national events, like whatever, any national event that you see beamed on TV, even the athletics championships you see in Kasarani, blah, blah, blah. So these companies called Live-Eye. I got a scoop that they have not paid their staff from last year, November. Which is very weird because Live-Eye has been engaged in back-to-back contracts and projects within the same time frame. So I tweeted it, of course. By the way, you can follow me. I don't know whether you follow me on other social media platforms. On Facebook is at Francis Gaido. On Twitter, you just go Francis Gaido 237 or F Gaido 237, and then Telegram t.me/Francis Gaido. So anyway, YouTube, of course, I'm on YouTube now. I'm uploading content on YouTube. So just check it out. You'll see the one with my, Francis at Francis Gaido 3650. So anyway, this Live-Eye I need is a very prominent company, but I need to give you its genesis. So as we worked hard when we were building the Kenya Premier League and got SuperSport to come here. So SuperSport were coming here, number one, to ward off the threat that was posed by a new company called GTV. GTV are the ones who had acquired the EPL rights, and they had also acquired the CECAFA rights. So they were going to beam EPL and CECAFA regional tournaments and championships. Now I'm telling you about 2006, 2007 there. So GTV came with a lot of weight. And they threw SuperSport in a panic that SuperSport now came and set up presence in Kenya. Number one, they got Kenya Premier League. So they came with a big investment. They are Obivans. They brought in those Muzungus of theirs to show Kenyans how to whatever. Well, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for us. So anyway, fast forward to 2017. 2017, Nick Mwendwa has been elected as the FKF president in 2016. 2017, there was an ongoing war between the FKF and the Kenya Premier League. Oh, who owns, who manages it? And based on one or two letters, then SuperSport, they terminated their contract. By then, SuperSport had the general manager for East Africa was a guy called Auka Geceo. Now, Auka Geceo is someone who leaves a trail of destruction everywhere he was. He went rugby. You saw now the Kenya Sevens has been relegated from the 7th circuit. They've been in the 7th circuit since 2005. But this is it wasn't a problem just started recently. It's been accumulation of and Auka has been in Kenya Rugby Union, has been in nondescript. He left them when that club has collapsed. He's one of these guys who they don't have a building mentality, and I'm getting to his associates shortly. So Auka was the general manager of SuperSport East Africa. What they did is now they manufactured a crisis together with FKF. It was all scripted and choreographed because they had the end game, the end result in mind. So they created a crisis and so SuperSport just wrote a final letter and said, now based on whatever, we are no longer able to continue with sponsoring the Kenya Premier League. But within SuperSport, there was a Muzungu bastard called Andre Venter, South African guy, also a hidden director of that company called Live-Eye. But yesterday I came to discover that Peter Kenneth and the Gor Mahia chairman called Ambrose Rachier are also directors of that company called Live-Eye. So they collapsed the Kenya Premier League sponsorship. Those same guys who used to work in SuperSport, that Auka Geceo, Andre Venter, now they got the money from Peter Kenneth and Ambrose Rachier to form now Live-Eye. So the Kenya Premier League collapses. This is the mentality of Kenyan narcissists. These are cannibals. These are scavengers. They don't like development. So they terminated a contract which was keeping footballers on permanent engagement and payment, so that now they get the equipment. So the equipment was huge. There was this studio in Jamhuri Park near the Ngong Racecourse, where Uhuru, where the Kenyatta family were holding an NDC yesterday. So this company, this company called Live, now they became, of course, engaged. There's so many gigs, everywhere. They were constantly whatever. But this is the mindset of these cannibals. They're like Peter Kenneth. So Peter Kenneth, you need to understand that he was a chairman of KFF or Kenya FA or whatever you want to call it in the 1990s, and he left KFF on its knees. The chums there, everything was stolen there. Yeah, and he has never gotten. So Peter Kenneth never leaves anything. Yeah. Because now afterwards he was appointed as the chairman of the Kenya Reinsurance Corporation, and he almost sold it to Zimbabwe Re. Can you imagine our main national reinsurer being sold to Zimbabwe Re? Because he's used to these deals of just cannibalizing anything that he finds. He can't leave anything. In fact, let me tell you, if you don't know that all this negative energy that you are being fed by media, by even individuals who concoct stories even on Twitter, all those stories, most of them are normally funded by Peter Kenneth. Because when I told you that Peter Kenneth is the one who launches sting campaigns, sting jobs, and for people, the ones you consume in the media. So somebody DM'd me there and told me, yeah, we had been contracted by Peter Kenneth as part of the wider Cambridge Analytica scheme, and we were contacted. Our brief was to malign Sonko. Others had told me that they were paid to malign Jimmy Wanjigi, sponsored by Peter Kenneth, because Peter Kenneth has nothing in between his brains. He likes hiding behind the scenes, pretending that he's very sober. He's a very sober just because he wears a suit and has a fake accent over there. So the Peter Kenneth now apparently is the one who has withdrawn his shares, and I don't know what's been happening, because him and Ambrose Rachier also sold a bank a few weeks ago. They own a bank or something, or they owned it, and you can see. So it's almost like they've been liquidating their portfolio. I don't know whether it's the Ruto presidency which is running them scared. So they've been liquidating, and they've been so now Live has not paid their staff for over 8 months, 10 months. This was a company which was born from the manufactured crisis created so as the people in Supersport wanted now to acquire the equipment so that they can turn it into a private company that they own. And now from there, the Premier League, the Kenya Premier League sponsorship collapsed. So now football is so all of this, you can see it was a scripted and choreographed event, because it's almost like Kenya. What Kenya they do, like you've seen the PS of immigration called Julius Bitok. Julius Bitok is trying to penetrate into a scam. So what they do, he comes and says, they create a delay. So there's a delay in producing and even issuing passports. So, and then now he pays the media idiots, the retarded journalists of mainstream media, and now they create a crisis where none exists, and then they say, now passports, there's delay, and we are going to outsource it to a private company. So when you heard Dindi Nyoro saying, we want to privatize parastatals, that's the same mindset. What they do, they create a crisis where none exists. They deliberately collapse these institutions and facilities because they are not creative to generate wealth. These are stupid idiots. They are not creative to compete on a normal platform, on a normal footing. All they know is cannibalizing, scavenging. So they create a crisis where now there's a collapse of a certain institution, and then now they bribe their media idiots, bribe editors, to say, now we need to privatize. And then now they get IMF and World Bank, those fucking muzungus. Those muzungus, now they coin words like public-private partnership. All of this is meant to deprive you, to extract your resources, and so that they can be from many hands into few. This is the mindset of these guys. If you see the guys who wear suits, the guys who pretend they have fake British accents, that's their mindset. It's their stupidity and their lack of creativity. Because to generate wealth is so easy. But these guys have the power. They're in the position. They cannot. The only thing they think of is, let's collapse this company. So even Gor Mahia fans, I am telling you, the reason why your club is collapsing is because Ambrose Rachier is controlled like a puppet by Peter Kenneth, and Peter Kenneth has no ideas. He collapsed Kenyan football in the 90s. Do you think he has anything to offer your club? So If Gor Mahia, you want to scale to the next level, get rid of Ambrose Rachier, because removing him is removing Peter Kenneth.